Hey y'all, JS Creations Art Sanity here. So when I do a piece like this, I will go through all of my supplies that I have, dig out what I think I might want to use, and lay them out on, if I'm using a board or canvas, lay them out on whatever I'm going to be using and kind of get a rough idea of what I'm going to make. So for this piece here, this board it's an MDF board. It's a 24 by 24 that I lightly sanded and then primed it. I wanted to prime it white, but I'm out of white spray paint. So the closest thing I had was that, it's a metallic pearl mist. Um, but it really doesn't matter what color for this piece because it's going to be covered with paint and resin. So then I draw in my lines with a pencil, and here now I am using my hot glue and going over those lines, just trying to make barriers. Here are my colors I'm going to use to paint this board. So this is a rose gold, and I start off by staying in between those hot glue lines because at this point I'm not sure what I'm going to do with those yet. I can't decide if I'm going to paint them, if I'm going to cover them in glitter. I'm not sure yet. So that's why I'm being careful and just going right up to the edge there. And here I'm also making sure that I get the edges or the sides of the board as well. So I did not prep the back of this board. I was so excited to get started that I didn't even realize it until I started painting that rose gold. I was like, ugh. So I had to stop, let that dry, and here now I'm prepping the back of my board. So all I do is just take some painter's tape and I go along the edges. I will put 2 lengths of this tape around the board, as you can see. And then now I get back to painting those sections. That is a phthalo blue. The gold section, I do give that 2 coats. The blue sections, I only give 1 coat. So those 2 blue sections, they're both the phthalo blue. I have decided for those sections that I'm going to put glitter in there. And I'm going to mix a blue and a gold glitter together. So I just decided I'm using this little sponge and I'm using some of that rose gold to just kind of blot into those sections. I don't have to do that. It doesn't matter because it's not going to show at all. So here's the glitter. It's extra fine glitter. That is a sapphire color. And the other one is a rose gold. And I don't know, try to get equal amounts into that cup. I just keep pouring it in, stirring it until I get a mixture that's kind of even that I like. And so here I'm going to use my Elmer's clear glue, lay that in there, and then I will pour that glitter on top of there. As you can see, I'm using some scraps of paper to lay underneath the board to catch all the extra glitter. And all that extra glitter I put in another cup. I don't put it back in my my glitter bottles. And of course this stuff is mixed, so I wouldn't do that anyway. But yeah, all the extra glitter I have from projects like this, I throw it into another cup. So there's tons of stuff mixed into that cup that I use later on for other projects. So doing the same thing for that other section, I squeeze on the glue and I'll kind of spread that out with my finger and dump the glitter on there. So as you can see that the other blue section, kind of between the section where I'm working and that rose gold, that is a phthalo turquoise color. And then the blue section in the middle of the rose gold there at the bottom, that is a metallic cobalt blue spray paint. And I ended up just painting those hot glue lines. I did gold around the gold and then the phthalo blue around those glitter edges, and then just spray painted that one little one there, spray painted that one blue. So here was the it's a chunky, well no, it's a flakes, they're glitter flakes. And yeah, just doing the same thing. I'm outlining around that rose gold section, put my Elmer's glue down there, and then just dump those on there. And as well, I didn't get that one on camera, but down there at the corner, that little middle section, my plans changed. Originally I was going to fill that little section down there with rock, but yeah, I decided not to. I'm going to do something different with my rock stones, as you'll see later on. So I decided to just fill that in with the glitter also, and did the same thing, put the Elmer's glue down there, dumped the glitter. So now I waited 24 hours, and I'm coming in with an old paintbrush, and I'm just brushing off all that extra glitter, and I'm going to clean up my board, and we'll get ready to resin. Again, all that extra glitter, I am just brushing that off onto blank papers. And does anybody else forget what they're going to say when they're doing these? So yeah, just brushing that extra glitter off onto blank paper and putting that into my extra cup that I've got. So, okay, I jumped the gun. I'm not ready for resin yet. I am now putting on my stones. And as you can see, I have them laid out at this section, and then there at the top, I'm going to put those on the other glitter section. These were just strung beads that I got at Hobby Lobby and Michael's. There's a dark blue stone there, and then that light blue stone. And I cut them off of the string, and now I'm using my hot glue, just putting a little dot on the bottom there and sticking those in place. And there I'm going to do the same thing with those stones lined up there. I'm going to just put a dab of hot glue on the bottom and just outline that edge up there. So here with this crushed glass, this is crushed mirror glass. It's a blue tint. This tub has different sizes. There's a small size, it's about a 1/4 inch size, that is an Ashland's crushed mirror glass that I got from Michael's. And then there is a chunkier, it's I think it's about a 1/2 inch. It was supposed to be a 1/4 inch, but no, it's more of a 1/2 inch. I ordered off of Amazon, and it is I think it's the fire glass in blue. But anyway, they were close enough blues that I just mixed them all into the same tub, and that's what I'm laying out here. Now at first I was going to go through and flip all the bigger ones over to where it was just the blue side and not the mirror part. But yeah, I decided not to do that. So as you saw, I just kind of dumped it in and made sure that that whole area was covered, and they were laying flat. So now I'm going to come in with some resin, and I'm using the general use resin from the Epoxy resin store. Here is just clear resin. I'm going to go around all the glitter sections, that crushed glass, the stones. I'm going to first cover those with the clear resin. So here I'm just using, it's a silicone brush thing. I got those off of Amazon too. It came in a set of those and those small silicone mixing cups. I will try to have everything listed in the description below. And the resin, when I'm covering those, the big stones there, I try to keep it on the bottom. They don't need to be covered. I'm just trying to make sure that the resin gets in between them and there's no like holes or open spots. So here, this is a Rose Gold alcohol ink. And I'm going to come in here with that little silicone spatula thing again. And I'm going to very carefully move that resin just to the edge of that hot glue line. I don't want it to go over. I just want it to meet. So I will very carefully go through around all the edges there and do that first. And then I come back and smooth out the middle. So here I have all that smoothed out, and now I'm just coming in with my fingers just to make sure that I have coverage in that whole section. And I will come in here with the heat gun to pop any bubbles and just kind of warm it up and smooth everything out. Now here, this blue, it is a tropical blue, I think it was. mica powder that I found on Amazon. Again, I will have everything listed in the description. So I'm coming in here. I don't want this blue to mix to go up on that the blue flakes of glitter there. So I'm using my fingers and just kind of the clear resin that I laid down there. I was using my fingers to just kind of mix the blue and that clear together so that it goes right up to the edge of that blue glitter, but it doesn't cover it. And also, guys, those stir sticks that I was using in these little cups to mix up my the colors in the resin, those stir sticks are awesome. I got those from Mr. Nola's Glitter. I will have that linked in the description as well. So I didn't have quite enough of that blue to do that, to finish that side over there. So I'm going to mix up some more real quick here. And also with those stones, I don't want this resin on those stones. So that's why I'm using my fingers just to barely push it up against the edge of those, the bottom. And I'm going around, and as I'm laying these colors down, I'm also rubbing my fingers on the edge of this board because I want my edges to be covered too. So here, coming in with the heat gun, just kind of heating things up, smoothing things out, popping any bubbles. So in that cup there, that is, I sprayed some of that blue, cobalt blue metallic spray paint into that cup, and I put a little bit of resin in there. And I'm going to pull that through this rose gold section here. Okay, this is awesome. This stuff, it's Odorless mineral spirits. And I just poured a little bit from the can into that cup there, and I'm using a stick to I just dip my stick in there, and I'm running it through that blue I just laid down. The effects are amazing. Now I first learned this from Sue Finley. She's here on YouTube. I will, if I can figure out how, I will have her linked in the description too. But yeah, I just dip the stick in there, drag it through there. It made amazing effects. It moves that resin. I love the depth that it gave, especially in the gold section there. So here I'm just taking the leftover rose gold that I had, pouring some lines through that blue, and again I will come in with the mineral spirits and run my stick through there, try to get that resin moving a little bit. And this stuff dries like smooth. It doesn't leave dimples in your resin or anything. So I will cover this and let this set for 24 hours. Now I'm cleaning this with alcohol ink just because I did wait a couple of days because I kept looking at this trying to decide if I wanted to do any lines on this with my painter's markers. And I decided not to. I think this is not what I originally planned when I first got all my supplies out to do this, but this is what happened. And I liked this as it is, and I decided, yeah, it didn't need any lines. It's just simple and beautiful. So I did wipe it off with alcohol, and now this is just clear resin that I'm coming in and just giving it a top coat. Using my fingers to make sure that everything is covered. Make sure my sides are done. And I will cover this and leave this sit for another 24 hours. So I want to thank you guys for watching. Please like, share, subscribe. I really appreciate. And leave me a comment. I answer all my comments. I really appreciate you guys watching my videos and supporting me. So I just keep moving this resin around. I will come in here with the heat gun, heat it up, kind of smooth it out, and I do come in with a torch, get any bubbles. And then I look at it from different angles, make sure there's no dust, and cover this and leave it sit for 24 hours. And then I will take this outside and try to capture all the sparkle in it for you, and the depth in that gold and that blue from the mineral spirits. So pretty. So yeah, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of this one, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Also, come consider joining me over on Facebook. I will have that link in the description as well. Look at the depth in there. It's amazing. Sparkly and pretty. Thanks for watching, guys. Till next time.